What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? You already know it's the pre-snap read, and you know it's week 3. I'm about to bring my co-host in. We got the lovely Robin McGee in this thing.
Hello, good evening, good evening. Happy to be here.
It's true, and you know we can't do this show without my boy, without our boy, without everybody's boy. Everybody love to bring it to a tailgate. That dog, Jerry Goodson.
Jerry.
What's up with it? What's up with it? Glad to be here, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going. Let's get it going, man. Um, yeah, we at week 3, man. Week 3, we got a lot of things going on. We got intermovable parts, people losing, people winning, and people, trying to get to that championship status at the end of the year, man. So you already know how it go down. Shoot. Let's go ahead and get into the show.
All right, so first up, Coach Prime has been having a lot of conversations about what it looks like to have these HBCUs compete against these, top tier Power Five universities. It's never going away just because of where we are. But specifically, he's been making some specific comments in regards to money games, right? So, Ron, can you talk a little bit about what you saw in those comments from Coach Prime? Because he's always in the news for sure.
Definitely. I'm gonna try my best to pull it up, and hopefully, you guys can see it on your end as far as what Coach Prime is saying, and what do you guys think about Coach Prime comments? So let's
I don't understand
let me
how
start this over.
we're telling you we're just as good, but you go out there and show that we're not as good, we're not nearly as good, and then you're losing 3 to 4 players because of the type of beating that you've got, and you got to lift them and build them back up the next week to go back there and say you could do it this week. Forget about last week, but you could do it this week. I don't understand that. I don't understand how we allow these other schools to get these type of purses to play against the same team that we're playing against. So who's negotiating this? Can we get together and form a committee or something and say, we're not doing it unless we get 1 million? Negotiate up, but don't negotiate down. And that 1 million should go directly to your football department. They are there getting their butts kicked. Not the rest of the school. They are there getting their butts kicked. They are there getting abused. They are there getting hurt. They are there getting injured. And now you want to spread it out amongst the school? I don't agree with that. Sit up here telling you we're just as good, but you.
So just off of that, what Coach Prime was saying, man. I you can't argue with him. You really can't. And I'm trying to pull. I got another tweet as far as the numbers of what everybody is getting. I'm gonna also share my screen so people can see this too. So you pay some people visual. You gotta let them see certain things.
No,
So
I'm glad you're showing because I haven't even seen it yet. So,
so
Yeah,
these
it's
are some
definitely
of
good
the
information.
yeah, so these are some of the games that we're just looking at of what other schools are getting paid. So, the Idaho and Indiana, that game is
Eastern Washington at Florida's three
just
quarters of a million
They getting
dollars.
meals.
they
They getting
getting
meals,
meals out here,
They're
and
man.
getting
we can't
meals.
eat.
Okay. You
And,
know
and, and,
what?
and the
I
list
got
goes on.
mm-mm.
Hold on, Robin. The list goes on.
Wait.
This is
I
the
don't
next
mm-mm.
page.
I don't even need to see it because I went to LSU. So I know them. I know they were getting money. Let's just be honest here. My thing is this. I want to go shift back to Deion Sanders' actual statement, right? And one, there's a plethora of different topics that he really addressed. The first one that pulled out to me was the fact that you have a team of top tier athletes, 4 stars really and up when you're thinking about recruiting, right? Granted, not to say that HBCUs don't recruit well, but they recruit well enough from the players that are looking to go to those schools, if that makes sense. So if you have, a player that's like, okay, let's pull out somebody that's just all right, let's do Justin Jefferson just because I went to LSU, right? Okay. We know how cold Justin Jefferson is. currently, NFL, wide receiver. Great, right? Now, do we really think if we were to put Justin Jefferson back into high school, right? Giving him all the options that he has LSU for an option, Florida for an option, UCLA. I don't even know all of his top picks, but y'all know the man was getting deals, right, with these universities. And then Southern was on the table. What is the probability y'all think? And I'm asking y'all as from people who are, Jerry, you played, Ron, you know enough. It's like, what's the probability y'all think that he would have chosen Southern over those other schools?
Right now,
Knowing what you know about Justin Jefferson, how he was a player in college, how he was a player in high school, how he's a player now, you can take any facts that help support your answer. What is
go ahead,
it? What's
Ron.
the probability? I'm not
Yeah,
saying
because
it's impossible. I'm
the
just
problem
saying out of those schools, y'all.
the probability is zero because, like a lot of players said back then, they didn't even get a phone call, and if they got a phone call, it was one phone call, and that was it. So the probability is a big Z. Oh,
Yeah,
Jerry.
I'm thinking the same thing. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a high caliber player, top 5 receiver in the league right now, top 2 arguably. So going to Southern, I don't think that chances are very high. But that's just my opinion.
Right. So, and I mean, I would have agreed with y'all. So it's 3 of us already agreeing at the fact that the probability would be very, very slim for him choosing an HBCU over all of those other universities. And I feel like although we have our opinions, there's some validity into that. And we look at statistics of like all the players that have been successful in their routes and wherever they were in their colleges, a lot of them come from PWIs. When you're thinking of like spectrum of NFL players, a lot of them come from PWIs. When we have players that are in the NFL from HBCUs, it's still a moment of celebration. Like we're expecting LSU players to get into the NFL. We're expecting, a Florida, a Ohio State, a Michigan. We're expecting those players to get there. We are hoping our HBCU athletes are getting there. We are praying that they're getting an opportunity to go to that level, even if they were, you know what I mean, just as great as a PWI player. You know what I'm saying? Like, or a person who went to a PWI, whatever. But the chances are them having that like amount of players at that top tier level is lower. So the first thing, like I said, that I thought of was the fact that all these players are getting hurt, right? They're getting hurt because why? They got all these top tier players. You can argue, size, you can argue speed, whatever. It's still like a ratio is much higher than those at HBCU. So yeah, they're going to be playing more aggressively. Yes, they have better resources. They have a whole student athlete food center. Like they have their own cafeteria. They have a nutritionist every day. They have their own football building. Forget a practice field. They have a building. I worked there.
eating ham hocks and crabs.
So yeah, Justin Jefferson is gonna be looking, and we had a whole crawfish boil at our school. Like, yeah, that young man is going to go, and of course, he has roots in Louisiana, so that definitely helps. But like, Southern is 20 minutes away. What? Come on now. I think Deion Sanders hit on so many points. Like I said, it's like from injuries, they're going to have less resources. They're going to exactly. We don't own the resources that PWI do. So help us get to those resources by giving us the money that y'all are just blowing, literally.
Yeah, I agree.
I got money to blow, getting it
It's sick.
in.
So I think before people, my whole point about that, y'all, is, and I know I went on a rant, but like, I hate it because I got both sides. I got a PWI side and a HBCU side, right? What I don't appreciate in regards to, and I'm supporting Coach Prime on this, is people are attacking this same idea of HBCUs. You know, they just want the money. They just want the money. No, we need the money. What do you mean?
Look,
We want the money. But it's not even like it's like, look at the facts. These players are like getting the shorter end of the stick at the end of the day. We want to talk about administrations and coaches and all that, which is valid, but like these players, they're not getting equal treatment. And it's sad
so
they're in the same sport. What?
so we talking about we want the money. We're not even getting the money. If you looking at the numbers that Dion just said, we getting what, almost half a mil less than what all these, well, shoot, some schools getting 3 billion. 3 mil. Like we not getting but
Racking it up.
700,000, 300,000. Like it's people out here that are making that in a year. Like
No,
it's
seriously.
people that get wages like that. What these larger universities are getting are not regular amount of payment. So if they want us to play, we need to have better negotiators. I mean, to be honest, I don't even blame, the PWI, because if I'm getting a bargain, I'm gonna take the bargain too. If I go to Walmart and they say a flat screen TV that's usually worth $800 is $200, I'm gonna agree. All right, I'll pay $200. So
Right.
it's not on the PWIs, it's on the HBCU people. People are up top to negotiate better. Like, there's no reason we should be putting ourselves in the same length of danger as every other university and getting paid that much less. Does that mean our players are that much less worthy? Is that what that means? That's what it looked like to me.
He said, "Are we not as worthy?"
So, but I can just say this as far as, I look at it both spectrum of what Primetime's saying. I definitely look at it that. Then I definitely look at it as the player side. So with Coach Prime, like, we gotta have people up here in these high places negotiating the money, delegating the money, and where it's gonna go. For me, I think it should just automatically go all to athletics, because, like you said, they're the one playing the game. They're the one getting on the bus and driving up there. They're the one getting, like you said, Robin, getting hurt, getting injured. They're the one that has the game plan to do all this other stuff. What the school? The only thing the school does is provide a name,
There it is.
a name,
Well, I think it's a name and of course, like, a legacy, a tradition, like,
I mean,
definitely
yeah,
want to make that valid as well.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you can.
I agree with that to a certain extent, Ryan. I mean, I think the school should get a certain percentage. I don't think it should be a lot, but I do believe they should get a small percentage of that, and then the rest of it should go to athletics. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dion said all of it should go to football. Is that what he said, or did he say athletics?
Yeah, he said all of us should go to football.
I don't know if I agree with that one. I don't know if I let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Let me tell you
Because
something. Let me tell you something.
let me tell you something. Because we know that football is a kingpin sport along with basketball. We know that these sports bring in the most money out of every other sport. So if the track team or the volleyball team or the track team is not able to get the allocated funds from these big time football games, they do not exist. They do not have these organizations. So without football, all these other teams would not be what they are today.
I
So
would
that's my
like to
viewpoint.
shout out Mr. Campbell. Thank you for this eloquent point, right? How much of they are receiving, quote unquote, are they actually being able to profit from? Because the amount of funds that go into expenses alone for that many folks,
Yeah.
and you got to think about the band. You got to think about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, personnel. You have to think about recruits, if that's a thing. Like 400,000 when you're dealing with that many, amount of people in that extensive of an environment, that's going to go very quickly, which is why, hence why the other schools are exchanging that amount of money. That's their even exchange at this point.
Yeah.
They literally budget that. Y'all realize that these schools are budgeting for this amount of money to be exchanged between two different universities? What?
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
We
It's a gift for us. It is a chore for them.
It's a charity. It's a
You
charity
know,
event.
Definitely.
literally.
And like I don't blame Prime for not playing these schools. I like at the end of the day, I do not blame him. The only thing I blame Prime for right now is I can't even blame Prime. I could blame the athletic director. It's not scheduling these other FCS games
We can
that's in
put
the top
Deion Sanders.
25.
We can put him on the hot seat for that because you know how impactful his voice is in that
True,
establishment at JSU. He's
true.
calling these shots, so therefore he knows. He knows.
hmm
So we can put
So
him on the
like
hot seat for that.
So like instead of saying, "Oh, we're not playing these teams," play these other FCS teams to see where you truly are. You do got Campbell coming up on your schedule, which is great. I love that game, and it's
Yeah.
a homecoming game, so y'all really got to show out. Tennessee State. That's a good opponent for an FCS school. Play one more, do
Yeah.
one more, add one more team, add a top, add at least a top 25 team because you're ranked. You're nationally ranked. You got to play with the big dogs now.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah. And what comes from that, when they get nationally ranked, it's like you're getting more respect. And when you get more respect, I think those dollar bills will come in when it comes to those contracts. You have
Right.
more leverage. If you're coming in here saying we're the number one FCS team in the nation right now, you know what I'm saying? If we got a contract with y'all, we need the same type of deal Appalachian State gets.
Mm.
That's a valid argument. But when you're not playing these teams and you don't have that notoriety, you know what I'm saying? You don't have, they have notoriety in, HBCU athletics. But of
Right.
course, when it comes to a nationally, like around the world, I don't think they have notoriety that we want them to have quite yet. But if they start playing these games, they will get that, and then also will come with those bigger contracts.
Definitely.
I'll agree with
Definitely.
that. If you think about what we got from, what FAMU got from the Carolina game, we got 450,000.
Mhm.
That ain't really quite much. We
Mhm.
probably already spent 450 in these past three games we done played already, and
Yeah. And travel. Yep.
stay, eat. These are men that are 300 and something pounds. They not eating one meal a day.
Listen, what they need to do is hire somebody in compliance, like either they need a whole new staff, not taking anything away from the people that's already there, or
Mhm.
they need they need just some reinforcements because
Man,
things,
hire me, Robin. Forget all
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Like they do need to pay those people. We that
I agree.
400,000, you know what I'm saying? 450,000. Y'all need to go ahead and allocate that to the people that's gonna save y'all life in the future. And maybe y'all can then be able to do more games that'll acquire more money. But right now, yeah, they need to pay them. Play the
so
players, play the coaches, but pay them as well.
I'm gonna get this, and this is gonna be my last little statement. You know how on the football team they have a get back coach. So the get back coach is in charge of everybody on the sideline. He telling them to stay the hell back, do not pass this line. He in charge of the coach. He in charge of the coach of pulling them back when he arguing with the ref. That's who he in charge of. They need a consultant coach
Yeah.
in the athletic department. Say that's a dumb move.
Don't
You better
do
get back.
You better
cross the line now.
You better get your ass back in the office and handle that paperwork.
You need to think about your actions. Think about that.
You need to think about that paper you signing now. Now think about
Right.
that. Sure. Hey, Trust, you can find me on Indeed. You can just email me. Dear,
Yeah. I'm actually free every day.
Creating a job for my dog.
Consultant coach.
Listen,
don't do that shit.
listen. Coach Prime, we support you, but neither here nor there. Still got to talk about some great football. Recap of week 2. What game are we starting with? Who are we recapping first? Also, this is a perfect opportunity for me to mention to our fellow fans, if you have not already, please download the app for HBCU League Pass. That is the app that you can download that shows you all the games that are upcoming, that are playing at that moment. You could keep up with your scores, favorite HBCU But what I love about it is one is very user friendly, but also
Mhm.
they have so many different games on there. I love how they're including so many different games from so many different divisions. So yeah, guys, get on there. But again, going back, Jackson State 16 versus TSU 3. You know what? It's not a blowout, and I appreciate it. I was trying to root for TSU, but Jackson State not going down with a fight. But I feel like this is fair. I didn't get to see the game though. What do you guys think?
You want to go, Jerry?
Yeah, I think TSU did a lot better than I thought they were going to do. I thought it was going to be a blowout game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be, just coming off the week they had against FAMU, I thought TSU was going to lose by 60 points, to be honest with you. Because in my point of view, I think FAMU could beat TSU, but I'm a little biased when it comes to Florida A&M
Wow,
athletics.
did you say 60, like 60 or 16?
1, 2,
6-0.
3, 4, 5,
That's
6.
sick. Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
but
Understood.
they did good. Shadir, he did his thing. Shador did his thing. He was 30 for 44 for 276 touchdown. He did pretty good. He does his usual. But I do like how the running backs and receivers did. We got Shane Hooks had 9 receptions for 93 yards. So that's about 10.3 per reception. That's a pretty good game. That's the first time every time he got the ball. So
Right.
it looked pretty good to me. What you got, Ron?
I actually watched the game, and I got my awards later on. I ain't gonna give a. But as far as the game, I actually watched it, and it was a good game. It was a close game. Just like I said, the one team dominated. Actually, both teams did dominate until the fourth quarter. Let me get that straight. Until that fourth quarter, it started going in Jackson State hands. And you can see that, and you was like, oh, if they had a little bit more time, Tennessee State, they could have kind of make something shake. But just how resilient Shador is, and how he carries team, how he carried the offense. Then shout out to Tennessee State too, because like their defense was on point the whole time. They was getting to Shador. They was breaking up passes. They was actually like. This game was one of the best games this season I saw for like HBCU so far. So, shout out to TSU. Hopefully they can do something in their conference. And you already know Jackson State is, they the Monstars right now. So everybody's trying to take them down. So
the Monstars.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What's that sound? City boy.
Oh yeah, that's coming later on.
I can't stand that sound. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Ron. It really grinds my gears, but I'm gonna support it.
Grinds my gears.
Listen, moving on. UAPB put up 76 points over North American University. Where in the good America is North American University? Oh, it had to be Texas.
So this probably the most points UAP put up in like 4 or 5 games. Usually they don't put up that many points. Just being honest with you.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this question before we really get into the analysis of the football game. At what point do you feel like, as a coach, just thinking coach perspective, do you just be like, hey guys, all my first string come out, like everybody, like let's switch up coaches.
Oh
no, I'm calling the dog.
Before you have 76 guys, 70, that's almost like 10 touchdowns and some change. Like
it's bad. It's very bad.
Granted, I don't know how
when we get to 50, then I put the second string in. Then the second string better do their damn job.
But I'm also just like, it was 52-3 at halftime.
That's what I'm saying.
That's when the second string in.
You scored 25 more points.
You gotta keep
No,
going.
listen to me, guys. Listen. I don't think y'all really hear what I'm saying. It was 52-3. The ending score was 76-3. Therefore, North American University, bless them, had only scored their final score in the first half.
That's the name of the game.
That's
We,
very.
I put my pass on the
So
sandwich.
that's
We
what,
put
so
our
that's
pass
what y'all would say. Y'all would say you would keep going regardless. Is that your final Jerry? I want to hear from you, Jerry. Jerry played, no disrespect, Ron, but Jerry is a little, he has his roots. Let me say it like that. He has his roots. Talk to me.
I don't know what Ryan got going on. I don't know what kind of Madden game he's playing on
Ain't no
rookie.
Madden.
And he got Michael Vick running around in 03, running for 195 yards in the
I'm
first
gonna
quarter.
get you, Jerry.
But
I'm gonna
for
get you,
me,
Jerry. Go ahead.
for me, my boys out. Once they get up by 30 points, I'm taking them out. So,
Okay.
but let me say this. Let me say this, though, Ron. After 30
Look
points,
at
I'm
his
taking my first string out. But I'm not telling my second string to lay off. They still going hard because them boys practice just as hard as the first string. If you can't stop my second string and my third string, you don't need to be on the field with me anyway.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Now, you know what, Jerry? I agree with that. I agree with that
mad at
philosophy.
No, let me
Because
talk to Jerry. Let
Ron.
me talk to Jerry. Let me talk to Jerry. So Jerry, you play football just like I play football. You played more than me, with the college career and everything. I tried to do a little bit at Benedict. It didn't work out. So
You
you
sound
so
like
you
that
mean
uncle at the cookout. I was gonna be a professional.
I was, but the school,
But my ankle got messed up in
exactly.
middle school, and then
I used to do windmill dunks, but I tore my ACL and broke my eyebrow.
I had an ear infection back in,
But Jerry, you know when you going into a game and you playing a team and the coach say this, hey, we ain't calling off the dogs. You know that's a game where the coach come to y'all and say we are not calling off the dogs, and we put in the second string, they better not score. Or I'm gonna take you out. And y'all, if the second string in, y'all better get more than 3 first downs, or I'm taking y'all out. It better not be a score on the scoreboard, and we better run it up to 55. And if we ain't running up to 55, we running the whole practice. Jerry, tell me not that happened to you.
Jerry, don't lie.
One second. I will have to.
Life can be lying. I'm just playing. I love the life skins. Sorry, guys.
Why she like you too? But anyway, I'm not gonna lie. It's been one collegiate coach that I played with, and he happens to coach at Alabama A&M, Connell Manor. He will run it up on you. We were up by 50 points, and he is calling a 9-9-9 route. That's all go routes, and we doing straight Hail Marys in the third quarter, and we up by 50 points. So I'm not gonna lie, that's what happened. And he said in the interview after, he said, "It's not my job to stop me; it's your job." So I come agree with that, Ron. But that was in my earlier days in 2013 at Winston-Salem State. In my later days with Coach Bulwer, we have transitioned, and we put up 30 in the first quarter, and then I come out.
Okay. All right. I got a question then. Going off of that, so would you say, Jerry, in that different experience, so you had different coaching, basically. You had the first coach who was like, keep going, don't stop, whatever. And then there was your most recent coach who was like, all right, we're good. Y'all can take a back seat. Everybody else up, Do you think that that's like, and Ryan, you could pick up on this too, is that's like an older mentality? Is that like an older mentality, or is it just preference? What would y'all say? Like, who really does this? Before I make my point, does Arkansas Pine Bluff have like an older style coach?
I don't even think it's older versus. I think it's just a particular coach.
Okay.
My particular coach.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, Connell Manor. He has a history of just running it up. He's a big time guy. I think he was in the if I'm not mistaken, Hall of Fame at A&T.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that. So he's a big quarterback guy. So get his quarterback his numbers, run the stats up to get his guys to the next level. But on the flip side, you also want to be able to reserve your players and not waste all their energy and put them at risk for injury. That's
Mm-hmm.
the two different sides you kind of got from it. I'm leaning more towards letting my guys rest up for next week.
Yeah.
But I mean, it worked both ways. I got 3 championships from both ways. So
Oh, he
I don't know.
said 1, 2, and there it is, 3.
Well, Jerry, just know if I was coaching, you gonna be in the newspaper. You gonna be a city boy that next week. You gonna get that
Hey,
award because your stats is gonna be
Hey, and you
carried.
know what, Ron? A win is a win. So whether they rack it
hey,
up or they back it up, they win that
Ron,
game. So
you keep on doing that now, and when you shake hands, there gonna be a lot of handshakes, a lot of fist fighting.
Hey,
We
guess
fighting
what?
you after the game.
now you
Guess
can't
what?
lose. You can't be mad because you lost.
I'll be like prime time. Play my theme music. We ready, what? We ready. We ready.
Get it,
Oh
Ah.
yeah.
It's gonna be a malice in the palace then, dog.
Hey,
Uh-uh.
it's gonna be a malice
Okay.
in the palace then.
Malice in the Palace. All right, moving on. Next game, South Carolina State 33 versus BCU 9. We kind of knew that this was going to occur, but was there anything that you guys kind of enjoyed about, the way South Carolina or BSU had some, good plays in there? Hmm.
I mean, yeah, for myself, I really,
Or
as being
BCU,
I was
sorry. I said BSU.
I played fullback, so which is a type of running back in college. So I really enjoyed how they did a lot of ground running ball down the throat. So that's a big thing that I'm really I love about football. If you look at their running back, he had a hell of a game.
Mhm.
Kendrell Flowers, he had 16 carries, 153 yards. So he really and 2 touchdowns. So he had a really good game against BCU. So I really enjoyed watching that aspect of it.
Definitely. This game was in the first quarter. You could tell who was dominating. South Carolina State. They got to the ball every time. They got to the quarterback every time. Their defense was outstanding. Just how they dominated the games in all aspects, special teams, offense, defense. Like they look like a well-oiled machine, and a well-oiled machine starting off this early in the season is trouble, especially
Mhm.
for a South Carolina State team because like you know what's coming and you know what's expected of them, and like they're just hitting you in the mouth, hitting you in the face every single time. So shout out to South Carolina State, especially shout out to Buddy P because all he recruits is in the Carolinas. He
Hmm.
hardly goes outside. Like, if you see a player, it's literally in Georgia. That's probably like two of maybe like 10 players that's in Georgia.
Mhm.
But the rest of his recruits are in the Carolinas. That's what I truly do enjoy about this South Carolina State team. There's a whole bunch of Carolina boys on there. They may not have no 5 stars, 3 stars. They may probably only have 2 stars. But guess what? They're gonna play ball at the end of the day, and they're gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely definitely a Hall of Fame guy.
Definitely. Shout out to my boy King Kong, man. He got some music out. Definitely put that in the chat, man. He got some good music. Got some
All
good
right
black
now.
folk music. He went to FAMU, so I had to shout him out. I used him on a couple of my videos for a couple of beats and stuff. So thank you, man. But let's get in the week. Let's get into
Okay, so this is coming up this week 3. Wow, this is going by fast. My goodness. Okay, first off, we have J at JSU, which is now 2-0 right now versus Grambling, which is 1-1. Do we want to kind of talk through where we think the game's gonna go, scores, or do we what's
We're
your
gonna do
idea?
that later. We're
Okay.
gonna do that later. Yeah.
All right. So, next up, North Carolina Central, my school. Hey, they're 2-0, but they're about to be against number 25, New Hampshire. So hopefully they'll do what they need to do. But number 25, that's a bit much. Here we are, and then the last one. Who is that? Benedict College,
Yes.
versus
Savannah.
Savannah State.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, I had to shout them out because they on ESPNU today. They play a game today, so I definitely had to shout
Mm-hmm.
these two schools out.
yeah.
We
Mm-hmm.
don't show enough of the D2 HBCUs love, so I definitely had to show them love and shout them out. Definitely my school, Benedict College, where I came from. Where I grew up in. 1600 Harding Street. We was out there. We
Ooh.
was out there. We was out there with the Wolves and everything. So
Is that what y'all do in South Carolina for real? Y'all be
What? Oh
y'all
nah,
be
that's that nah
I was
nah
about to
nah
say, I
that
was like,
nah
Y'all
damn.
ain't it?
nah we do that Roy. We do that Roy out there in the South Carolina.
Oh,
Roy. Roy. And that song for Orangeburg now. Shoot. Song made for Orangeburg now.
Oh
Song
man, let
made
them know, Ron. Let them know, dog.
that's that Roy. Shoot. Roll the geek duck and like me. I'm creating Roy. Then everybody like me. Roy. Roy.
oh, that's what that
Roy.
is.
Hey,
Oh,
okay,
all
yeah,
right
That's
now.
what that is.
little,
That's what
you
that
know,
is.
a little song. Shoot. Exactly, South Kakalaki stuff. You already know.
Anyway, thank you for that, Ron. You are awesome. So what is this? Is what are we doing players of the week? Is that what
Oh
this is?
yeah, this is definitely players of the week.
Yes, look, I need like we need to gotta get like a little title for this because we need to
Oh
let them know you are player
my
of the week,
bad,
Maurice
my
Washington.
bad. I got you.
Maurice Washington had 5 carries, 95 yards, and 2 touchdowns in this past game against Northwestern and Gramblin's 21-47. So nice job.
Good job, Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what my boy get. You know what my boy get. I'm sorry, Robin.
Like this.
He get a City Boy award because he going out. He turned up the city and Grambling going up, man. Shout out to my boy, man. Shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
my boy.
Such a concept.
Shoot. I'll take this one. Ronnie Thompson, Mississippi Valley State. Even though they lost, this dude played an outstanding game for me. You know what I'm saying? 5 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, 4 solos, 3.5 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. That ball was everywhere. He was over there. He was
Yeah.
over there. He
My
even
goodness.
went to the bathroom when they went to the bathroom. That's how far he went on the field. They
All
was at the
right.
concession stands. He was at the concession stands. That
Give me
boy
a popcorn.
exactly, man. And this, he get this week. He get a City Boy award, man.
Literally in Mississippi.
But guess what? He may be in Mississippi, but guess what? He going to the city tonight.
He's
He
even
tearing up the
from
bars.
Mississippi. He's from Clinton, Mississippi, y'all.
Well, guess what?
We
He
don't know
about to
what
go
that
to
is.
a city near you and tear it up. That's
I
what
know
he
that's right, Ronnie. You better keep
Hey,
tackling them young men.
hey, my boy
Mhm.
right here was getting off. He was going down. He was going down, running all over them boys. 16 carries, 153 yards for 2 touchdowns. Let's not forget, he was the All MEAC first team player of the year last year. 2021 MEAC touchdown leader. He transfer from Wake Forest. This guy, he does it all. 153 yards. That's a football field and a half. He ran all over them. So what did he get, Ron?
He gets the award, even though he from South Carolina. They played in Bethune. They was at the beach. He definitely get a City Boy. He get a City Boy award. He tore Bethune up that week, man.
They're
So
playing
he
North Carolina A&T
They are.
next week. That's gonna be
They
nice.
are.
It's gonna be a nice game.
Yes. Robert,
All right,
I'll let you do
next
this.
up,
This your
my
school.
school, Latrell Collier or Courier, how you pronounce it. 13 carries, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That young man was moving. Hey y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all, offensive line, stronger. Stop playing with them. They 2-0. I know that's right. Go
Them boys
Eagles.
in Central ain't playing now.
They
No,
ain't.
no.
And low key, they kind of look better than, like, for me, on offense, they look better than South Carolina State on offense.
Yeah.
On offense.
And you
on
know, this
offense.
young man, he was
Ooh, that's a
redshirted
bold statement.
his sophomore year. So again, another prime example of they were out a lot of decent players, you know, powerhouse players that are now putting up these numbers as we can see from Latrell. So, you know, hey, we're coming up. Go Eagles. I'm a legal Eagle. Hey. I know it's
Legal
right.
Eagle.
Go Eagles,
Illegal.
Eagles,
That's
Eagles,
what we
Eagles.
call ourselves. We're legal Eagles.
For
That's my
sure.
boy. All right.
Hey, you know, my man, the X Factor. He was showing out last game. He had 8 catches, 118 yards, 1 touchdown, 6 carries, and for 49 yards. That man was catching the ball. He was running the ball. He was doing everything to put them Rattlers in position to score. And, you know, Xavier Smith got to get the award. that boy gonna tell Tallahassee out there. That's all I gotta say. He going to top flight. He gonna get 2. He gonna get 2 Henny
He's
and
going to
lemonades
top flight.
and get some chicken. That's what he gonna do. And he gonna tear it up, man.
I'm so high. So high.
I'm dead.
Sure. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, this. Yeah. Should have stayed at your dorm award. I got a bone to pick with the Sons of Heads Classic.
Why?
Why? How you gonna sign a deal and your game is on YouTube with no commentary, no ticker, no score, no nothing?
Wow.
Your game is literally on YouTube with nothing. It looks like a straight. It looks like a straight like Saturday morning Pop Warner game. No, Pop Warner, because high school actually has the ticker.
That
Pop
is true.
Warner. Yeah.
Not Pop Warner.
Yeah, it was a Pop Warner game. They literally gotta get out this they gotta get out this contract because this was asinine. Like I couldn't tell what time it was. I didn't even know if somebody had a timeout or not. I didn't know if the flag was on. Like just little things that we're so used to. Like it feel like I could have listened down on the radio. That's how old I was feeling. I was like, I'm honestly not even really watch this game because it's not interesting. No commentary.
Right.
No commentary. So
that's bad business there.
Yeah, so like they literally like for these 2 schools, they lost a lot of money. It was no advertisement either for either one of the schools as far as, you know, commercials, as far as, oh, this is what we have to offer at our school and this is what we had to offer at Jackson State. Like it literally was nothing. You really didn't see no fans' reaction of the game, oohs and ahs. Like it was just crazy. Like Southern Heads Classic, stay your ass at home. Yeah. And you know,
we're not gonna have them much longer. So isn't next year their last year, 2023 or something like that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Due to their contract. Yeah. So I'm gonna miss that game though. But anyway, what happened with BCU O-line? I mean, I know they lost the game, but
they didn't block a soul. They whole O-line didn't block. Like literally, they like the floodgates of heaven was open. Open the floodgates.
Stop it! Y'all are so bad.
Let it rain.
Wow.
Let it rain.
They're 0-2 too. They had lost. Who did they play the weekend before?
They played Miami.
Miami, yeah.
But yeah, my last statement. They let people go through so much. People thought it was a Waffle House. The quarterback was getting hit 24/7.
Well,
and speaking of the quarterback, he went 8 for 23. You know, and 2 interceptions. Man, that's got to be a big problem with the O-line getting pressure, letting pressure get to him. I can't see a starting quarterback going 8 for 23 without it being some other factor in there.
Yeah, that is true. That's very true.
And my last one still, he been on there 2 weeks in a row. You need to get your ass off because you're trying to go to the NFL, my boy.
Is he just not playing right? Is he?
No, it's like this, Robin. Like either A, the coaches are not lining him up to make his team successful like he did last year,
Okay,
or B, they just do not care.
got it.
It's like it's like you showing me, oh, this is our player, but at the end of the day, how's your player only getting one catch?
Got it. Okay. Makes
Well,
sense.
if you think about it, how bad the old line was doing, it might not have had enough time to get him the ball.
Mm.
Well, I mean, a tight end. Yeah, never mind. That's not a valid because tight end is more of a hot guy anyway. So he's
Yeah.
a hot route catcher. So if it's a problem with the pressure, it will throw it to the tight end most of the time on a short route.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared, like you said, the dude threw the ball 30-some times.
He did.
And you only catch one ball. How especially how big you are. Like, why are none of these plays designed up for him? Like, almost 85% of your playbook should be designed up for you. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna get you to the NFL. This is gonna be your time to shine. I'm gonna pad your stats. Like, that's all you should be thinking about this dude in. It's just, it is what it is. We're in week 2.
It
So
is what
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Get yourself out of it, man.
I hear it. Before we move to this, I want to make one clarification. Earlier, we were talking about Kendall Flowers from South Carolina State. And the reason why he was redshirted, and I wanted to clear this up, is because he transferred from Marshall University. So he actually wasn't injured. He played all 11 games last year. So I wanted to clear that up. But just to speak volumes of the fact that he's only getting bigger and better. So just wanted to give him his flowers. Wow, no pun intended. His last name is Flowers. That's crazy. Anyway.
You talking about Kendall? You talking about
Kendall Flowers.
Running
back from South Carolina State. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about him earlier, and I was like how well he's been doing this season as opposed to last season, because last season North Carolina Central was not as strong as they are right now offensively. But I saw that he was redshirted. So, but of course I wasn't paying attention from last year. And I was like, oh, maybe he was injured, just assuming. But no, I read more on his stats, and he actually played all 11 games last year. So definitely.
Oh yeah. He was MEAC Player of the Year. He was leader of the MEAC with touchdowns last year.
I know that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he I think he had redshirted his freshman year at Wake Forest, and then he wanted to come back home probably and transfer back to South Carolina State.
Yeah, I love that because he is from Columbia, South Carolina. So just want to give that to you. But up next, we have MEAC games that are this. Anything on today, or is this just coming up this Saturday? Because I don't see any dates.
Coming up this Saturday, but the Benedict and Savannah State game is today, actually, right now.
Okay. Gotcha. And then we have Sacred Heart at Morgan State, Hampton at Norfolk State. That's going to be a good game. Virginia Lynchburg versus Delaware State. And then we have Morehouse versus Howard. That's going to be a live game. Is it at Howard? Okay. It would have been cool if Howard was at Morehouse, Atlanta.
Exactly.
Bringing that DC vibe.
I know we talking about the MEAC games, but before we get too far off track, I do got to shout out my CRAA boys right quick. Virginia Union University last week they beat the number 2 team in the nation, Valdosta State. So that is very huge.
There it is.
Very huge. So Virginia Union, they're probably a top 10, 15 team in the state right now ranking, and so I'm looking for big things from them.
Yes.
Definitely,
that's right.
Definitely.
Big shout out.
But yeah, definitely this Hampton and Norfolk State game. Definitely keep your eyes on that one. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a competitive game.
Check your HBCU League Pass Plus.
Exactly. HBCU League Pass Plus has majority of these games. Make sure y'all download the app and go watch it, please. And you can also watch other Black channels on there. Like my boy, Script, he's on there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna show my little appy here. Y'all can see my apps
orders at the same
right
time as your
there.
prescriptions at Walgreens.
Yeah.
They're doing little things. Yeah, that's what it looks like. This
Yeah.
little, y'all can see the picture of my mom. Yeah.
It's
But yes,
true.
HBCU pass. Look at
league
that.
pass. Hold on, let me there we go.
Pull it
Make
up,
you bigger,
Ron.
Robin. Make you bigger. Hold up. I'm about to remove both of us.
He wants you to show the app again.
How do I show this? On my
We couldn't see
phone?
it.
He's so funny. What is happening? Ron, I really just don't know what you want me to do, but I'm gonna put this back up. See, this is a
There you go, Robin. That's
live
what we want. Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, there you go. We just wanted to. I just wanted the people to see that, so they can see what's really going on.
Oh, I was
I
gonna say,
appreciate that, Ron.
you were making me a host.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm
Definitely
Yeah.
appreciate that, 'cause we could not see it.
Yeah, definitely. So
I know it is Morehouse v.
Definitely.
Howard. I'm
Definitely.
knowing.
Definitely. That actually Howard had
Oh,
a
it's in New
billboard.
York. It's not in
Yeah,
DC. I love that.
Howard had a billboard in Town Square. Actually, I was driving down the road when I was coming here, and they actually have like the rotating billboards and stuff. They actually had a billboard down there. Jordan brand.
What is the classic called? I've never heard of this, and I'm upset.
Yeah.
Howard v. Morehouse Classic.
And I didn't even know it was a classic game, but thank you, Blue.
Blue. He said the classic
Yeah.
in New York. It's called literally the HBCU New York Classic. New York
Okay.
Football Classic. Morehouse
Okay.
Tigers versus Howard Bison. What?
Okay, that's lit. That's lit. I ain't
That
gonna lie.
is insane.
It's a big game now.
Yeah.
I think it said
drum line.
MetLife, right?
Yeah, it's at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, in New Jersey. Isn't that where that's where the Jets play?
Jets and Giants, yeah.
And the Giants, they play in the same stadium, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so amazing. Good for them.
So,
My boys play on Sunday.
Go there next year. And check that game out. But yeah, all right. Swag games coming up. Austin P. That's in Tennessee, if you didn't know. Austin P. at Alabama and A&M. 3 p.m. I'm assuming all of this is Saturday. Is any of these swag games going on right now?
No, all of them are Saturday.
Understood. Got Texas Southern, Houston, Texas. At Southern, that's gonna be a pretty decent game. UAPB at Oklahoma State. Yep.
That score is going to reverse.
Got it. Incarnate Word at Prairie View. Delta State, Mississippi Valley. Both of those are in Mississippi, so that should be a good turnout as far as fan base. And then Alcorn State at McNeese, which Alcorn is just kind of down the road from McNeese, being in Louisiana. So Alcorn is in Mississippi as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice proximity games.
I think the game to actually look at is McNeese. They're undefeated facing the SWAC. Like they haven't lost a game facing the SWAC at all. So Alcorn, they gotta do something. They gotta make us proud.
What is Alcorn right now? What's their record?
I think they're 1-1. I think they're 1-1 right now. So
Well,
and literally this game could be the game of the week too, as far as Texas Southern at Southern. I know that's going to be a good game.
You said, hold on. You said McNeese hasn't won, or they have?
No, they like literally they're undefeated against the SWAC. Like they never lost against the SWAC at all.
Oh, against the SWAC. Okay, I see what you're saying. I was like, because they're 0-2 right now.
Oh.
But they're 0-2. I'm assuming within their games because they lost against Montana State, which is clearly not an HBCU, and Rice.
Thank you, Lauren.
And it's like, I mean, they lost 40-17 in the first game and 52-10. Now, unless Rice and Montana State are just, James Madison, you know what I'm saying? Caliber.
Montana State, they straight.
Okay,
Well, they were last year.
Okay, well, they may have a chance. I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
McNeese is always, being from Louisiana, I've heard a lot about McNeese, and I mean they're a hit or miss team. So,
But they clearly hitting on the swag. They don't never miss
Yeah.
when they're playing against
well,
the
I
swag.
mean, but it also depends on who did they play
Who
in
they're
the swag.
playing. That
You
too.
know,
That too.
like
Because
was it, and how long ago was it? You know what I mean? Because like if you're telling me they played Jackson State, 5 years ago, then okay, I'll give you that. But
I mean,
the last like 3 years, nah, stop, stop it.
I think for me, Ron, I think a good game to watch, man. I want to see Austin Peay and Alabama A&M. Austin
Mhm.
Peay is historically had a pretty good program, and I'm really rooting for my coaches up at Alabama A&M. So
I was gonna
I
say
think
that
that's
too.
going to be a great game too.
Yeah, that and
definitely.
of course Texas Southern and Southern.
Yeah.
Culture
Yeah,
wise,
that's my game right
culture
there.
wise, yeah,
Texas
that
Southern
classic
and
is in Dallas.
Southern. Yeah, that's gonna be a good. That's a game like every time I go out, I gotta show out. That's one
See what
that's
you
one
did
of
there.
those games.
Yeah,
That's one of those games too. But yeah, we got some good games coming up this week. I know FAMU is on a bye this week, and South Carolina State is on a bye too this week. So
yeah.
you won't be seeing those two teams playing. And the Savannah State and Benedict College game, I really don't know the score right now. I'm gonna be looking that up. But
I can. Please hold.
yeah, definitely. So my keys to the game. This game is in Columbia. 1600 Hardin Street. If you don't know, BC, you know. For all my Benedict fans out there, both of these teams are 2-0. So you're going to get a good game. You're going to get a all 4 quarters game. Benedict, they need to run the ball. Like multiple people touch the ball in the backfield. What I looked at, like these boys are definitely toting the rock. Secondary has to go crazy. Secondary got to control the receivers. Got to push them off their routes. Got to pat down the ball, make interceptions. Usually when that happens, Benedict will always win the game if the secondary go crazy and spread the ball around. I was looking at a couple of their games. About 8 to 9 receivers are touching the ball. That's crazy for a D2 team. For 8, 9 receivers touching the ball, and you can tell they got a good quarterback back there. So just those things, Benedict definitely going to win that game. For Savannah State, you got to pass the ball over 200 yards. If I say, because you're not that good of a quarterback to just be 150 going to get the job done. It's not. You got to pass over 200, and just having a balanced offense, you got to run over 150. So you have to run against these boys because I don't think they have a good up front, but I know they got a good secondary. So you have to create a balance and eat the clock. If you do not eat the clock on a Benedict team, they will run the points up. I know that for a fact. Eat the clock. Time management is everything in this game for Savannah State.
Hey man, Ron, I know Benedict is your old stomping grounds, man. You trying to make them boys like they the next best thing coming. But man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't think they that good, dog. I do not think they that good. And hold on,
I do not think they're that bad.
let me tell you this. Let me tell you why. Because they played 2 games, and they ain't played nobody. They played Elizabeth City, and Elizabeth City is not really good. They haven't been good for a while. And then they also play Lane College. Lane College, they 0-2. So you got Elizabeth City and CIAA. They ain't won the game. I ain't never been beat by Elizabeth City. And you got Lane College, they 0-2. So they got the head on, they feeling real riled up right now and hyped that they won 2 games. But on the other side, Savannah State, they all right, man. I think they lost 1 game.
Okay.
I think they lost to Southeastern University. And now when you look at Southeastern University, that team is 4-0. I don't know how they played 4 games, but they are 4-0 right now. What's crazy, one of their games was actually forfeited this weekend, but that's why they're 4-0. But that is a pretty good team that they lost to, and they got to. So I think overall, Savannah State has played more competition. I can't really speak on, Benedict. They ain't really played nobody, but that's why I think Savannah State will actually win this game. If you look at last game, they had one guy had 10 rushes for 94 yards, Evan Smith. So I think if they continue to be able to run the ball like that, they'll be able to get a win against my boys' old stomping grounds.
Okay. Robin,
I'm
I
searching
think
high and low for this. Did you find it?
I think their game is on HBCU League Pass because it's definitely not on ESPN.
Well, I just checked on my
Mhm.
little Appy app. Let me see.
'Cause I'm
What
trying
what
to
time
look.
did the game start?
Say 7:30.
7:30. Okay.
Yeah.
Eastern
Yeah, the
time.
game it's just not getting started.
It'll be right.
Who you got winning that one, Ron?
VC, you know, my Benedict Tigers, man. Let's go. Oh, somebody got the score for us. Hold up.
Oh,
It's
please,
0-0.
yes.
Oh,
At the half.
okay.
Thank you.
Ooh, that's a tough game. That's a tough game now. That's a defensive game now.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
defensive game now. Let's go. Benedict gonna pull it out that second half team. Let's go, baby.
They not, dog. They not. My Savannah State got it, man.
I'm trying to tell you, Jerry. Benedict boy, you did. And you in Columbia too. Shoot. Let's go.
Okay,
But-
so this is my school, North Carolina Central v. New Hampshire. As I said before, New Hampshire is number 25 ranked nationally right now. I'm assuming North Carolina Central is going to do the best that they very much can. I don't really know too much about New Hampshire team, but just to say that they are nationally ranked is something in and of itself. But I think that based off of Ron, your perfect analysis, get 2 turnovers. Okay. We're saying get up to 2 turnovers, not a max. Get up to and try to keep going. Because you're going to, defense is definitely going to have to pull through here. Play all 4 quarters. I concur. And when we say play, I mean don't wait until the last minute to actually put in effort. Let's start off strong and finish strong and in the middle. Offense has to balance, and then defense has to game tackle, which I feel like that kind of plays into both of the first 2 points. New Hampshire, I'm not even going to talk about them because go Eagles.
Sure.
But I guess so. You talk about it, Ron. I'm not going to.
Definitely, I misspelled start fast. They definitely got to start fast. If they don't start fast, they don't control the game.
For New Hampshire?
Yeah, they don't start fast. They're not they have to control the game from the beginning to end.
Oh, that's the
to keep this North Carolina team just intact. They got to start fast, because if you don't, this team North Carolina Central can make one play and they can just catch fire. So
there it is.
You have to start fast. You have to stay fast if you're New Hampshire and run the ball. This point blank period. Run the ball. Do what you know to do. Do not get out of your comfort zone. Don't start throwing the ball 40 times and only run 10. No. Run the ball a lot and pass the ball when you can pass the ball. And that's the way New Hampshire is going to win this game for me. What about you, Jerry?
This is going to be a tough game for North Carolina Central. New Hampshire is a great team, a great organization, a very disciplined team. They are very steady on offense. They do give up not a lot of points, but they give up points on defense. I don't think it's just something that they're unbeatable. If you look at their last opponents, it's been over 20 points per game, which in theory, you're not supposed, as a defense, you don't want to give up more than 21. And a lot of these games, you're seeing more giving up. So for University of New Hampshire, I do think they do have to, like you said, continue to run the ball. They're doing a great job with that. If you look at last game, Dylan had the running back, Dylan Lobby, he had 32 carries. Before I even get 32 carries, that is you don't hear about anybody having 30 carries a game. That's
Exactly.
Derrick Henry numbers. He had 32 carries for 202 yards and 3 touchdowns. So They'll have to continue to run the ball. It seems like I don't really know much about their offense, but it seems like they probably are a wing T or a run heavy offense for them to get like 32 carries a game. That's an extreme amount. So they will have to continue to do their usual with running the ball. And on North Carolina Central side, they are a hot team right now. So I'm actually picking them to win, to beat this team and upset them. But what they have to do is stop the run.
Yeah.
They have to stop the run. If they're able to stop the run, they'll win the game.
That's the kicker. It's the defense got to really step it up in a game like this.
The defense has to step it up. That's the main thing. If you can stop that one side of the three phases of the football game, they'll win. They'll win. But coming from my great coach, John Elder used to say, it don't matter what the defense knows, they got to stop us anyway. They can know our play, it don't matter. So if Central can stop this team from running the ball, we'll win.
Yeah,
they'll win.
I agree.
Definitely. Who I picked to win. I last time I went against Robin School, and it didn't work out for me. So this week I'm gonna go to
North
Carolina Central.
Listen, Ron. I'm the only thing I'm gonna say to that is that you just went against us at the wrong time. So it's okay to be realistic. I get it. Some teams are going to be harder than others. Just choose wisely. Don't count us out. You got to, because I will be very honest with you. I'm not saying that they're not capable. I'm saying that these aren't the teams that y'all have been playing. This is a totally different team. So with that being said, again, not impossible, not incapable, very much so, realistically attainable, just needs to, like we talked about, defense needs to be up on par. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to play everything. Everything needs to be let alone, as far as things that you can't control the things that you can. So I'm like, y'all can do it. Just, you got to do it. So, but I wouldn't be mad at you, Ron. That's all I'm saying. But don't count us out.
I'm gonna stay with my pick. I'm gonna go with the hot hand. North Carolina Central got the hot hand right now, and I'm gonna stay with your school. I'm gonna have to go with them boys. And I feel like they're gonna pull it out for me and you, Robbie. They're gonna pull it out for both.
Yeah. Okay, Ron. If you want to, I'll take the opposite side then. If you want to, I was gonna pick them, but I'm kind of you kind of making me think of otherwise. I'm gonna pick New Hampshire to win this game. They're gonna win. I'm gonna pick New Hampshire to win. Just because Ron want to switch sides with and go with
not you.
Central.
What happened to just the support? What happened to the advocacy? What?
Oh, we can. I'm a realist at the end of the day. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, but you really was gonna choose us first.
I was, but it's really gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a close game.
Like a realist.
It's gonna be a close game. So when I say it's a close game, it's a toss up. So my points are going to be New Hampshire 31, North Carolina Central 28.
Okay. Now I'll rock with that. I'll rock with a good game. I'm not
right. Jerry, I'm gonna give you this.
Toe up.
New Hampshire 21, North Carolina Central 24.
You know what I got?
Ooh, okay.
I have that same score, Ron, but mine is going into overtime.
Ooh,
so it's going to be 21-21 overtime, ending score 24-21. Yeah.
I like that. Have a little thriller overtime. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Love that.
But the game of the week.
Yeah.
Game of the week. Seems like Jackson State is always the game of the week.
Jackson State at Grambling or Grambling at JC?
I think actually the game is at Jackson State.
Okay.
I mean, the game is at Jackson State. It's straight out the Jack. Don't know how to act on the Jackson State.
Yeah.
they have been getting a little pushback with their tickets, and I hope everybody can get their tickets for this game because I know they said the lines were long, and they literally changed from Ticketmaster to another ticket company. So
Lord
I
have
know that.
mercy.
Yeah, like I don't know why would they
Well,
do
if you're
that.
not getting it from Ticketmaster, where do you get it? There,
They getting it from like Ticket Center or some. It was some bull crap I read. I was like, they're not even like official.
What?
Like,
Let me
and I
look.
work with ticketing, and I'm like, I ain't never heard them
I'm gonna
down.
say, I know I got experience.
Yeah, I work with ticketing. Yeah, so I was like, why did they do that? But and they did it like in like I think May or sometime, and they still
Well,
haven't got stuff together.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so I hope everybody can get their tickets.
it's
I
on
hope
it's
everybody.
on Vivid Seats. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Grambling State Tigers at Jackson State Tigers, September 17th, Saturday at 1 p.m. They have some on Vivid Seat, which Vivid Seats is pretty cool.
just make sure the person give you your ticket.
Yeah, there's something about on Ticketmaster. I do see what you're talking about. Like Ticketmaster doesn't have it has like a Jackson State football season, multiple dates, but then it just skips to October 8th. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, well, neither here nor there. Ron, talk to us. What do they need to do?
But you already know JSU got the best defense in the nation right now. Like they only let up 9 points this whole season. Like in 2 games, 9 points. That's crazy, man. That is crazy for JSU to have something like that. Just 9 points in 2 games. So shout out to their defense. Shout out to Coach Prime. Shout out to all their little NFL analysts that they got going on because that's really to the method to their madness. Is all these NFL coaches coming down, helping these players out so they can get to the league. But defense, get 2 turnovers. I know they can do it. Travis Hunter is not playing this game. He is out this game. So literally, the secondary has to ball out. The secondary, the defensive lineman, and the linebacker. Miles Gaddy, this is your game. This is your game to ball out. This is your game to up your draft stock. Jackson State, stay focused. Stay off your goddamn phones. Because if I see you on your phone, y'all know what I'm going to do. So you already know how time is. Stay off your phone.
No.
God dang it.
We not playing.
Make plays on special teams. That's one of like y'all dynamics of your teams. Like y'all have a good special teams package from field goals to running punts back, from receiving punts, receiving kicks, kickoffs, everything. Y'all have to make plays on special teams and stop the run. Stop the run. I know y'all blitz a lot. I know y'all blitz heavy, but sometimes over blitzing will hurt y'all. And I know this boy on the other side, T. Jackson, he gonna have a reaction for your reaction. So make sure you stop that run. For Grambling State, you get to the quarterback. You got to get to Shedeur. If you don't get to him, he's going to call you up just like we got called up like a Thanksgiving turkey. So make sure you get to the quarterback.
I don't even know if you could count us, really. That was...
Yeah. Make sure, can someone please get 21 on the board? 21 points to win you the game.
Wait a minute. I don't know if I would say 21 points would win the game. It will get you in the game, is what I will perceive.
Like EA Sports, dog. Like EA Sports. They ain't gonna win the game. You in the game.
Okay. But this is what I truly think, because when I saw someone get 21, South Carolina State, when they got 21 points, the game was over. All their momentum died.
At what point did they get 21 points? What did JSU have?
I think JSU only had like 10 or not, probably maybe 14. I think I just know when I was watching that game, when they got 21, the game was it was a whole different Jackson State team.
When was this?
South Carolina State last year.
Oh, okay.
They had
Jared, it's us
and,
doing the facts.
and
So
they
is
still got the
San
same
JSU where
defense.
they are now or where they were before?
I
Yeah, this
mean,
last year. This ain't this year now.
I can say they had better players on defense last year, i.e. James
Okay.
Houston. And,
Okay.
you know what I'm
All
saying?
I'm
So
saying
like,
was they had points on the board regardless, correct?
I mean, yeah, but if you get to that 21-point marker,
Okay.
you can have the game in the bag. Just
Okay.
definitely.
That's different than win, but we gonna go with
Okay.
that. We
Okay.
gonna go with the bag. We gonna go with the bag. I like that. I like the way you
All
put
right.
it.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
Don't get out, coach. I know Hugh, you up against a whole lot of NFL personnel over there, so please don't get out, coach, man.
Mhm.
This is the game for you to coach your ass off and play together. If y'all play together, if y'all play as one team, y'all definitely can beat Jackson State.
okay,
Facts.
all right. So for me, Jackson State, stay true to yourself. You're the better team in this situation. Don't let the hype of the game get you out of the game. So no matter what they throw at you, stay true to yourself. Continue to throw the ball crisp, get it to the receivers. Like you said, stay focused. A lot of times with the paparazzi around this team, it's easy to get sidetracked. So stay focused on what you got going on. Um, on the other side with Grambling, I think they got a lot more to kind of take heed to. They got. I don't think they're gonna have to learn how to score the ball a lot more because Jackson State is an offense that's gonna put up a lot of points. I can see them scoring at least 30 points or more against this team. So they're gonna have to learn how to stop Shador, get some pressure on him, get him to throw some bad passes. He hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions this whole year. He hasn't had a lot of incomplete passes this whole year, and that may be due to the amount of pressure he's had on him. So if this team gets some pressure on him, I think it will help them do better in the game. Not necessarily win the game, but do better in the game. They got to get somebody to block your boy Aubrey Miller. Aubrey Miller is he led the SWAC with 109 tackles last year, so 11.5 tackles for loss. So he's a guy to worry about on defense. I know you said they didn't have Hunter, but you still had to worry about Miller. He's a great guy and definitely a baller and definitely one of the bros too. So you got to worry about him. If they can stop, got to shout out to Q Dog. If if they can stop him or they can put a body on him, they have a chance. In my book, they do not have a chance.
You know what? I'm just
Definitely.
gonna go into my scoring analysis and what I think it is. I got JSU 35, GSU 17.
Ooh, that's a good game.
Ooh, yeah. Oh. Whew. Jackson State got you at. I'm gonna have them at what? 8, 30, what, 35, 34, 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You're
have them
gonna
at
be like
30,
me so
35,
bad.
35. Grambling, I'm gonna have you at 21. Right
Ooh,
at 21.
y'all think they really gonna be that close? Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah, I got faith in Hugh Jackson.
Yeah,
I got
I
faith
got
in
faith
you.
in you.
He was not on the field. He was coaching.
It don't even matter. You still have to have faith in the
Hey,
coach to do their job, to be able to get to the athletes to do their jobs.
it
Come
don't
on
matter
now.
how good you are at Madden. If you pick the Jets, you ain't gonna win the game.
Yeah, but you know the differences between the
Shit.
teams who have good coaches and the teams who don't.
You're right. You're
Damn
right.
right.
Both of these teams have great coaches. Both of these teams have good players. JSU definitely has great players. So that is the threshold for me. I got JSU 38. I got Grambling 10.
Whew, you're gonna score.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
14. Okay. Okay. Sure. But yeah, sure. I like that. I like that, man. Thank y'all again. Thank y'all for coming in to the pre-snap read. We love y'all. Any shout outs I want to do this week, man? Any shout out?
I would say shout out to all these sport management folks out there. Of course, my alma mater, FAMU, but all the other educators that are out there from different universities, from sport management or sport administration, sport business, whatever, sport lawyers, hey, y'all keep rocking the thing, especially if you attended an HBCU, because listen, sports is where it's at, but we need more individuals that are in these spaces to make these decisions so that we can get some more money, more resources, and of course, names on the back of our uniforms. So that's what I want.
I want to shout out all the administrators in sports right now for HBCU athletics. HBCU athletics has been on the up and up for the past couple of for the past years now, and I'm actually really proud to say that they've really been doing good. We're in Times Square, not with one school. We got two different schools in Times Square on the billboard. So that's a huge improvement from where when I was in school, we ain't in high thigh pads.
Oh Lord!
Exactly.
Oh my God!
Exactly. So I want to shout out to the athletes that considering going to a PWI, but actually went to a HBCU. For all the athletes that say, hey, I want to go to HBCU, I want to do a culture shock, I want to do a change, I want to not go with the grain, I want to go against the grain. So shout out to them, because at the end of the day, you don't know what type of financial trouble they're in, and if they pick a HBCU at the end of the day, that means they truly do love it. Like, I talked to a lot of players that went to different schools, and they was like, the one thing that why I picked this school, because of the atmosphere, and I really do love this school. Like, no other school is going to treat me like this. So,
Yeah.
Shout out to football, basketball, volleyball, softball. Shout out to all the HBCU athletes out there everywhere that picked the HBCU over a PWI. For real.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to them.
Preach,
Definitely shout out, man, because a lot of people don't know, man. A lot, like, y'all might even know, but I was one of those people, man. I actually went to a PWI first before I transferred to Winston State. I went to Lenore Ryan University, and I was like, yeah, I won a championship ring. That was my fourth one. Anyway, but anyway, back to the regular topic. I was like, it's just not the atmosphere I want to be in. It's people that's cool that I rock with there, but overall, the whole totality of the university was not what I wanted to do. I got there. My whole family went to Winston, so that's what I did, and the rest is history.
Yeah, success story for the HBCU culture. Look at that.
Definitely. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure you get other people subscribing. If we get to 500 subscribers, I'll be doing a surprise. So
Where we at?
once we, I think we're at 230 something. So once we get to 500, I'll be doing a surprise. I'll be showing y'all the gift package that I'll be putting together, as far as me and myself, and and have the suggestions of Robin and Jerry out there. So I'll be definitely giving y'all something, because y'all took y'all time out to subscribe. Y'all took y'all time out to watch my show. Y'all took y'all time out today to do that. So definitely 500 subscribers. A gift going on, man. It doesn't matter if you're the 500 subscriber, as long as you subscribe, you're going to get that gift. So, more information will come later on. Peace, love, holla, man. We out.
Bye.